everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming Marvel Legends Captain America Red Guardian 6-inch figure from Hasbro Toys. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style packaging we've been seeing with all the 2016 Marvel Legend figures. You've got the Giant Man Build-A-Figure logo up the top, and then you've got that Legends series logo. You've got the black packaging, the figure's clearly displayed, and then the Captain America logo and the name of the character down below. Off to the sides, we have some artwork for the character. And then on the back of the packaging, we have a look at the actual figure. We have a brief bio in multiple languages. And then down below, we have a look at all the figures in this wave. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the accessory. So first of all, this figure comes with the right leg for the Civil War Giant Man Build-A-Figure. Now we'll be taking a look at the Giant Man Build-A-Figure in its entirety in its own review once we've looked at all the other figures in this wave. So be sure to check back for that. Now besides the Build-A-Figure piece, we also get a shield. Now if you're not familiar with Red Guardian, this is basically the Russians' version of Captain America. And so he's got a shield just like Captain America. And the shield itself is, very similar to the shields we've seen with all the Captain America figures. It's done with a almost metallic dark maroon red color with then this big star that's done in a silver metallic color on the front, and on the back side it's just with this one it's just smooth. It's just that dark maroon color, but there's no like metal sculpting or anything on the back side. And then we've got the little clip that will snap onto his wrist, and then you can push it down and it has the peg so that you can put it on his back. Now on my shield at least, it looks like there's a little paint error. I don't know if this is a paint error or just a error on the plastic itself, because it looks like you can see here it's like a little splotch, but it actually looks like it goes all the way through to the back side of the shield. So hopefully that's just with mine, but just wanted to point that out. Now as I mentioned, the shield does plug into his back. You've got a hole on the back of the figure, so if you want to make it look like he's wearing the shield on his back, then you can do that. So for the figure itself, we are basically looking at a repaint of the Cap Wolf Captain America figure that was released in the last wave of Captain America Legends. Other than the head sculpt, this is exactly the same figure, just repainted. So again, you've got the hole on the back. You've got some pretty nice wash work on this. His costume is primarily a reddish color, but you've got some nice black wash work mixed in, and then you've got the white star on his chest, and he's got the white gloves and the white boots and the white belt. Now on my figure, I do have some bad sloppiness on the paint on the belt for the belt buckles, which were painted red, but especially here on the back, it's almost like the paint has almost washed off. I could probably wash this off completely to clean it up a little bit, but I haven't. But this is how it came out of the packaging on my figure, and even here you got some sloppiness. So hopefully again that's just with my figure. Now the belt, like on the Captain America, is a separate piece. It's that kind of rubber material, so it does kind of move a little bit on his waist. Now the head sculpt is different. This Red Guardian basically has this kind of white mohawk thing that goes on the top of his head. Got some nice black paint work around his eyes, and then he's got the white eyes. Good skin tone. Ears, good skin tone on the ears as well. So overall, other than just these little paint blemishes on the belt, I think this is a pretty nice looking figure and pretty true to what we see in the comics. Okay, so this figure measures, if you count to the tip of this little mohawk thing, it's just a little bit over 6.5 inches tall. For some size comparison, here he is next to that Cap Wolf figure, and they're about the same height, though with the little mohawk thing, I guess that maybe gives him a little edge on height over the Captain America figure. And then the Marvel Now Captain America figure, which Red Guardian is taller, and then the US Agent figure, which again Red Guardian is taller. Articulation on this figure is exactly the same as that Captain America figure, the Cap Wolf figure. The head is on a ball hinge joint, so he can look left and he can look right, and he's got some down movement with the head, and he can look back a bit. Arms are attached with a ball hinge joint at the shoulder, so he can get the arm out pretty good, and he's got good rotation there at the shoulder. He's also got the bicep swivel. He's got the double hinged elbow, so pretty good bending at the elbow. He's got the swivels at the hands, and then he's got the hinges on the hands, so he's got the up and down movement there. there. He's got an ab crunch joint so he can crunch down pretty good and he can look back pretty good. He's got a waist swivel. He's got the ball joints at the legs so he can do the splits about that much. He can get his leg forward good. He can do his leg back about that much. He's got the thigh swivel. He's got a double jointed knee, so good bending at the knee. And then he does have a boot cuff swivel. He's got the hinges on the feet, so he's got good up and down movement with the feet. And he does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I would say this is a decent figure. It's probably my least favorite of the bunch in this wave, but that's primarily just because I'm not super fond of the character. It doesn't really bother me that much that it's a reuse of the Captain America mold, since basically Guardian is a carbon copy of Captain America in the comics. My figure does have some paint blemishes there with the belt, which also detracts a little bit from the figure. But again, overall, I just don't find this to be a terribly exciting character. Now, if we do get the rest of his teammates, he does belong to a team that's kind of like the Russian version of the Avengers. So if we do see more of his teammates, then this figure might have more appeal for me. Though then again, I'd rather see Hasbro round out other teams before they get to the Russian version of the Avengers, in all honesty. So the wave with this figure is not yet out in the United States. It should probably be out by the end of this month or early next month. They are out in places like the Philippines. That's where I picked up my set from somebody that's in the Philippines. We'll have a full gallery of images up at marvelousnews.com. There's a link in the description below. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.